The clap gets me every time. Oh, that's not a good sentence. Sorry. Hello, welcome back to G+Tea, episode 2. I know it has been a while, but I've been working away trying to make another little good episode for you. First things first, cue cards. I know, I feel so professional, what is going on? But just going back to episode 1, thank you so much to everybody who showed their support. It was so daunting putting that out, but the response from it was crazy. Like, thank you to everybody who messaged me to share their thoughts on it and how it helped them. That is why I wanted to do G+Tea. Like, the whole point is for it to put a smile on people's faces, resonate with people, and I feel like episode 1 did that, so thank you so much. I also have a bit of an announcement. So G+Tea is now available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So it's not just YouTube. If you want to watch the visuals, please do. It will always be there on YouTube. But whether you're trying to get to sleep, whether you're on your commute, on the tube, you can type in G+Tea and you can listen to it from your phone. Don't we just love that? Welcome back to G+Tea. We are here for episode 2 and I've got my lovely guest Paris with me, who I will be introducing in just a second. So thank you for being patient with me as well. I know it's been a while, but this is going to be a really good one. I can feel it. So yeah, we are back again for episode 2. The topic is all about navigating your 30s. So we are in December. This is my birthday month, and I'm turning 30 in a couple of weeks. So I kind of feel like the last few years I've very much been consumed by the thought of, oh, you're nearly turning 30. Have you got any plans? What's going on? And I just thought, I need to talk about this. I need to talk about what that feeling is like. And I just thought, who else to talk about that with than my girlie Paris? Yeah. So me and Paris know each other through radio. Mm-hmm. And Paris is also, you're okay to say your age, right?
Yeah, I can say my age.
So Paris is 34. So you've kind of gone over that hump, haven't you, of turning 30, and you're kind of in the gritty bit of your 30s, right?
Yeah, it's gone really quick. I still refer to myself as being 30 and I'm now 34. But there you go.
I love that. Yeah. So Paris is a radio DJ and she's also a tech leader. So you work in, different fields. You have your finger in different pies.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, we love that. And I just think your perspective on this, people will be able to resonate with a lot. And that's what G+Tea is about, is open conversation, different perspectives, and, just being able to resonate with everyone,
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me.
You're
nice
so
to come and
welcome.
chat to you.
You're so welcome. So approaching 30 when you were in your 20s, mm-hmm. How did it feel? Was turning 30, was it daunting to you? Were you excited? What was that like?
It's a really interesting one for me because I feel like when I was nearing 30, I was so ready to be 30. I think I was very kind of distanced from what 20s felt like. Everybody that was younger than me was doing stuff that I didn't really want to do anymore. So I felt like I was kind of ready to be 30 a little bit. But I had my last 2 years of being in my 20s in lockdown, in COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So it come very quickly. I didn't have an opportunity to kind of think too much about it. It was very much just here, but I did feel ready for it. I think you do get like that. I mean, how do you feel like that now? Or?
Yeah, I would say when I turned 25, I was like, oh my God, I'm 30 in 5 years. And I was dreading it. And I would say up until the point of like 28, definitely when I turned 29, I did feel at peace with it. I don't know, it's kind of like I just forgot about the fact that I'm turning 30, cool. Like, you can't stop it.
You
can't say, pause, 1 second, don't want to turn 30. It's going to happen. So
it's really weird because I think turning 30 is the first time in your life so far that you realise you're ageing.
Oh, it's so
do you know what I mean?
True.
Like when you're 20, you're like, yeah, cool. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then you're like, oh, I'm actually getting older. And you start to maybe feel it in your body. Your body reacts differently to things. So there's a lot for it. Yeah.
Do you know what is so wild? I had a photo shoot when I was 28, I want to say. It was like January 2023 maybe. Loved the photo shoot. Got the photos back. And they were God, guys, this is insane. There were certain elements of the photos where my neck would be twisted like that, and I was like, what is that on my neck? Why is that skin a bit more stretchy? Why are those wrinkles? And I'd never noticed that before in photos of myself, and I was like, oh,
yeah,
my face is changing.
I mean, I'm sure only you noticed that. I'm sure everyone else is like, she looks gorgeous.
Exactly. But that's the first time that I was like, whoa, I can actually notice little changes in like my skin and my face now. So I totally get it.
28 is the age it starts to feel different. I think that's why when I turned 28, I started to be okay with being 30, because I was like, I feel I'm nearing that age now. So that's why I think it felt a bit more not as stressful. So,
exactly. So on the come up to 30, what was life like at the time in terms of like relationships, friendships, career, living situation? Like what was, set the scene?
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
So I was single. I had been single for, well, when I turned 30, 10 years I was single for. So my entire 20s I was single. It was a choice, I think. I needed to just find out who I was.
Yeah.
The 20s are meant to be messy and work out who you are, make mistakes, learn from those mistakes, things like that. So I was single. I didn't want to be at that point anymore, but that was something I wanted to address when I turned 30.
Yeah.
I was living with housemates, which I adore, and I feel like if you get the opportunity to, always try and live with other people. I know sometimes there's horror stories.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my gosh, I lived with a nightmare. But I luckily lived with people that are now like a sisterhood to me, and it's a really interesting thing living with other women, because they're not friends but they're not family, they're both. So it's a real unique thing. So I was really happy that I got that opportunity to do that. And then career wise, I did the typical left uni, got a job, and then just worked my butt off to be the best I could be in that job, and nothing really made me think anything else was possible. It was just, that's now what my job is, work through it and get to a point where I was really good at it. So that's kind of where I was at on my lead up. I was very much, I started to know that I wanted to try new things, didn't know how to even begin with that. I wanted to work out what love life would look like for me, but also figure out who I was. I did a lot of digging. Luckily during lockdown for me, it was kind of, there was a positive moment of it, because the company I worked for gave us a wellness coach. Yeah, and I would have never proactively gone and sought one out. Yeah. But thank God I got that opportunity, because it made me sit down and talk through my life, work out what I value, what I don't value. Yeah. And it made me realise I needed to set goals in my life that I didn't have. I was just kind of living. And that kind of helped me turn my 30s into something quite transformative, which is pretty cool.
Like you said, 20s are meant to be messy and stuff like that. It sounds like you kind of had the nice mix of going through that and then eventually figuring out closer to 30 of what you want, and it became a bit more apparent.
I had to do quite a lot of digging for that though. Like, it doesn't come naturally. Like, I had to really sit down and work out what it is I didn't like about my life anymore. And you don't have to. Some people are blessed, and when they're young they find their passion and they're ready for it, and that's it. But I don't think I had that. So I think I needed to do some soul searching, and I'm glad I sat down and gave myself time to do that.
Yeah, I totally feel that, and I get it, because you can begin to feel lost.
100%.
And for me, sometimes I think, have I like wasted my 20s? Like, what have I actually done? Like, you look back and you think, what have I actually like achieved? Like, is it even anything that I want to have achieved, you know? And so with that, I guess, soul searching and digging deep about what you like and what you don't like about your life would really help, because then you think,
we have goals, don't you?
Yeah, you have goals, but then it also allows you to actually appreciate, like, if I look at my 20-year-old self, oh my God, I'm a completely different person.
Yeah.
Oh my God, completely different.
Oh yeah, I think about this all the time. I would not recognise myself now.
Right?
If I passed myself or spoke to myself, I'd be like, that's not me.
No.
It's really interesting. I don't know if you had this as well, but in my 20s, I definitely didn't know who I was. I was very much trying to be what I thought I needed to be for other people, to make friends, to be good at my job. Yeah. And it didn't take it was right up until 28 that I actually worked out who I was. So it was really messy, but you need that.
No, it's so true. I feel like I knew who I was, but I did have imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah.
Classic. As in like whichever room I was in, I would always be like, am I meant to be here?
Oh, yeah.
And whereas now I'm getting older, I'm more assertive. Like, no, I do deserve to be in this room with you people. Do you know what I mean? So, and
it's a tough one to break.
It is, but that does come with confidence and knowing more
who you are.
100%. Could you feel the pressures of, I call it the classic big three.
Yeah.
Kids, marriage, owning your own home. Did you feel that upon coming up to 30?
Do you know what's interesting? I'm going to say yes and no. No, internally in my soul, I didn't, because growing up, I kind of I was never a little girl that was like, oh, my dream wedding would be this, or my dress would look like that. I never really aspired to things like that. So, and I think maybe because my parents broke up when I was very young, I wasn't around like a classic love story or classic family setup.
Yeah.
Not that that's a bad thing, because it was great, but I didn't have that around. So I think that, and the housing situation, living with housemates that I loved, I think I never really ever felt like it was there was a moment in time I had to start doing that stuff.
That's good.
But the external pressures, oh my God, were they heavy.
Yeah.
I so vividly remember the age I was at when questions moved from, you're young, you've got your whole life ahead of you, like do what you need to do, to you need to settle down. Like, are you going to get a boyfriend? Like, being single for 10 years, I got that all the time. Like, oh, you're such a catch, like you'll make someone really happy, and don't you want, like, I want grandbabies. And then even like societal pressures, like the way the media represents women when you turn 30, if you're not doing those three things, is like not having your shit together. So that side of things made me start to be like, oh my God, maybe I'm meant to be stressing about this. And you flip, and then the whole body clock, I don't want to go there with that,
the
but
body clock,
it's mentioned a lot.
Yeah, it really is. No, it's so true. It's just insane. And like, so like I still
getting it now.
I'm getting it now, and I still live with my parents as well. So I'm so grateful that I have a home where I can like still live there, right? Because it's like my safe space. But I know they joke about it, but even my parents are like, come on then, so when are you moving out?
It's a little micro.
It's like, do you know what I mean? And I'm just like, cause I'm single as well, and I have been single for about 8 to 10 years. And it's like, all right, well, I'm also trying to save up by myself to move out. So where do you want the focus? And it's very much trying so hard to block out the outside noise and just do what is right for you. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also, like, your friends are always going to be, when you get to this age, your friends are at different stages. You'll have friends that are having kids, which you're so blessed for, because then you're like, oh, cool auntie vibes. You've got friends that are getting married, friends that have gone traveling, quit their jobs and gone, because my friendship group is all over the place at this age. So yeah, it's just a really interesting one, because there's like external, not pressures, but you just feel it. It's like here, like an invisible, like, oh my God, where am I am I in the right place? It's hard.
It is. And do you know what? One thing I would say, it does bottle down to parents sometimes, because I don't feel like I've got pressure from friends to say, when am I having kids? Or they don't really ask when am I moving out, but it is kind of like say it's like not my close friends, and it's people that I might see and we have a little catch up. It'll be like, oh, are you
innocent?
Are you moved out? Yeah,
totally.
Or are you still with your mum and dad? And it's like, I know you don't mean that in a bad way, but yes, okay, I am still with my parents, all right. But no, I definitely, I do feel it. But with the kid thing, I'm kind of over it, because same with you, like, you know, within your soul, I know I'm not meant to have children yet. I love them, I adore them, I love my I was going to say adoptive kids, but they're not, but like my friends' kids. I'm obsessed with them all, and I love being that auntie, but I know I'm not meant to be that right now. It's not a solid yes or no whether that is in the future, but and I'm like okay with that, but it is the external pressures that are like,
yeah, it's tough. It's nice when you have kids of friends and family, young kids around, because even if you have that want for it and it's not here yet, you've got it in another way. It's really nice, actually.
And you can hand them back.
The benefits of that, and
those little rugrats back. Okay, cool. So turning 30, first thing I want to know, how did you celebrate Paris?
I celebrated in a really fun way, I think. I loved how I celebrated. So for me, again, like I was saying, I was single. I have a really strong friendship group, which I love, but I am not very good at celebrating myself. So I was like, right, turning 30 is actually probably one of the biggest milestones I've had so far. So I'm going to do it right. So there's a hotel that I have always just loved, and I've never been able to afford staying at. But when I turned 30, I was like, right, I'm going to save up and I'm going to do it. So
this story.
Yeah, so it was the Standard in King's Cross. I was like, right, I'm going to stay for 2 nights, because I organised a birthday party. but I wanted to wake up on my birthday before the party on my own, completely on my own. I didn't want anyone around. And I remember I got into the hotel room and I had some food, met some friends, and then I went back to the room and I was like, I'm going to sit. And I got my laptop and I put so funny.
No, do it.
I put the countdown timer on my laptop, and I had one of my favourite episodes of Staff Lets Flats. I don't know if you've seen it on the telly. And I was just watching that and watching the clock countdown. And then when it got to 12, I jumped on the bed like you would in like a movie in my pajamas.
Like
and I was
Home Alone
like,
or something.
yeah, literally like Lizzie McGuire movie type
Yeah,
vibes. But I
yeah.
was just jumping on the bed and I was like, right, I'm gonna make this year a bloody good year. And it was amazing. And then in the morning I woke up and there was a bath in the room because I wanted to be fancy.
Of course.
And I just sat in a bath and I watched Beyonce's Coachella performance, and that was the start of my 30th day. Yeah, and it was great.
I'm obsessed with this story.
Yeah.
Guys, I've heard this story about 2 or 3 times, right? I'm obsessed with it every single time because that is the true definition of romanticizing your
100%.
life. Like, don't always expect everyone to do anything for, like, that is sometimes how you lead to disappointment. If you want to do something, you do it regardless. Make yourself happy.
And it's interesting because a lot of my friends were like, oh, I don't want you to be on your own. Like, oh, please, like, we can come and stay with you if you want. And I was like, am I a weirdo for wanting to do this? Like, I love my own company anyway. So I was like, this is fab. But yeah, filling it with all my favourite things. And it made me wake up feeling really ready for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good.
What are you going to do for yours? Because yours is coming up quite soon.
It is. I'm similar to you in the sense that, like, I like to do stuff for my birthday, but I never really go like all out. And I thought, well, as I'm turning 30, I have no ties, no partner, no kids. I just want to really treat myself and go all out. And I've always loved the Met Gala. So I am having a Met Gala themed birthday party.
It's so fab.
Yeah.
I love this so much.
Yeah. So I am super excited for that. And it's just, being in the room with all my loved ones. I just can't wait. Speaking of like pinching yourself and wanting to kind of do stuff like a bucket list sort of thing. Did you have any pressures when you turned 30 to complete a bucket list? Like, I must get all of this done by 30 or anything like that. Did you feel like that?
No, but again, most of my last 20s was spent in lockdown. So before I knew it, my 30th was here, and I didn't even have a chance to try and prep for it or anything. Right. It just happened. But I knew there were things I didn't have that I wanted to have. Like, I wanted to find a partner. I wanted to work out what made me happy, things like that. But I didn't have a bucket list. But I see so many of them on social media, like things to do before you're 30, and it's like skydive, blah, 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 do this. Yeah. Like, what about, like, have you got any sort of list going? Yeah.
So again, the influence of social media, guys, that is just the day and age that we're in. And I mean, God knows I love an aesthetic. So I kept seeing like 30 before 30 lists and everybody would like share what they wanted to do. Yeah. So when I turned 29 a year ago, I made a 30 before 30 list, designed it on Canva, of course. And I didn't want the stereotypical things of like skydiving and stuff like that. Like, I think one of them was going for dinner by myself, or like taking myself out on a day date. Like, I wanted to incorporate small things as well. Yeah. And then as the year was going on, I'd say maybe by like May, June, I was looking at the list and it was almost kind of not putting me down, but I was like, I'm probably not going to achieve all of this in the next 6 months. Like, I don't know. It felt like I'd set myself up to fail sort of thing. Yeah. And then along came the lovely Mel Robbins. If anybody listens to like Mel Robbins' podcast,
legend.
Love her. I can't remember the specific name of the episode, but she was talking about like being in your 20s and what it's like as like being in your 30s and stuff. Yeah. And she was like, why are you putting a timer on these things? Like, why are you actually saying you need to do this, this, and this, and this by this age? Yeah. There is no limit. And she was like, if you do want to achieve stuff, just make a goals list. Yeah. And then even if you achieve one of those things when you're 45 or 55, that is fine. Yeah. And so I literally, because I had it printed out, I had it stuck on my wall, I literally took it off and put it in the bin. Like, I've still got a digital copy, but I put it in the bin. I was like, yeah, great. Like, I don't need that it was like a countdown clock essentially to get all this stuff done.
Yeah. Also putting pressure on turning 30, which doesn't need to be
No.
a stressful thing at all. So
No,
you
I
can
got
still
rid.
do all those things though.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like physically tearing something up and putting it in the bin. It's
Yeah.
such a ceremonial thing. Like that
Yeah.
is done. We're not stressing about this anymore,
No.
Gigi. We are
No.
moving. I like
Exactly.
that. Yeah.
Also, another thing that I've felt upon turning 30, I don't know if you felt like this.
Go on.
I feel like I need a whole new look.
Interesting.
I'm opening up my wardrobe and I'm
Yeah.
like, don't like that.
Yeah.
Don't like that. Don't think that's me anymore. Wore that in my 20s. It's not me. It needs to go.
Yeah.
I just feel like I need to like shed myself of 20-year-old me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you felt like that.
I totally did that.
Yeah.
But it come off the back of my body changing. Because when I was in my 20s, like you're just a lean bean. You can eat whatever you want and you're fine. And then fit like your body reacts differently to fitness when you get older, things like that. So there's loads of things going on. But I realised that I just needed a capsule wardrobe. Capsule wardrobe just to make sure that I had stuff that I could rewear, repurpose. Because I had loads of bits and they were like, this is cool. And I would not wear it for a whole year because I was waiting for the time to wear it. But with a capsule wardrobe, you can just chop and change. Yeah. And
Look at us.
chop and change, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
Adidas.
I mean, sponsored
Adidas,
by.
You can put with anything though, right?
Yeah.
Like, so yeah.
It's so true.
It's interesting you say that actually, because that did happen for me.
So when you were 30, and
Yeah.
obviously you spoke about like the wellness coach, did you have a turning point and what did you change upon turning 30 and what did you feel like you wanted to, start afresh with?
Yeah, so it was really interesting when I had my first ever session with the wellness coach. It was meant to be to help you like deal with now being remote because of lockdown and things like that. But in my first session, I completely broke down and cried at him. And he was there to be professional, but he had done like personal wellness stuff as well. And so he pivoted and was like, okay, well, clearly you have things we need to work on that are outside of work. And thank God for him because it changed my life. Like it entirely changed my life. He made me realize I needed to set boundaries that I'd never even begun to think about doing with family, friends, just things I wanted to do and didn't want to do. The power of saying no.
Yeah.
Mel Robbins obviously is a pusher on that as
Absolutely.
well. And just understanding where things had value in my life and where things didn't. And it's okay to let go of things that aren't for me anymore. It was just so important to take a step back and realize that the way I'd been living is okay to change. Because I'm such a creature of habit. I don't like change. I like things to be the way they're meant to be. So it was tricky, but I love who I am now. And it's never been something I've easily said before, but I feel like I'm so content in who I am now because I did all that work. It also made me the best version of myself so that when I did eventually find a partner, I came to it as my full authentic self and I was able to deal with, conflict resolution and understanding people's perspectives rather than just taking people at face value.
Yeah.
Because one thing I've realised, it's really interesting. One thing I've realised is that when you get to your 30s, everyone is a patchwork quilt of all their experiences in their entire life. No one's a blank canvas anymore. And that's beautiful, but it comes with its triggers and it's like struggles. Like when you're dating, for example, on their profile, for example, you might be like, oh yeah, they've got the same interest as me, and you meet them and there's like trauma or there's things that are they've not dealt with or the same things for you as well. Like I'm a patchwork quilt of all the things that have happened to me. True. They make me who I am, but it's understanding how to take them in a like positive way forward rather than letting them affect you moving forward. So life coaching did that for me and it was life changing. And there was a really interesting technique that I did. And I don't know, it might be cool for you to do.
Oh my God, let's try it. Let's do it.
Well, you can picture it in your head, but essentially a really good way of working out if you feel a bit lost right now, you're turning 30, you feel a bit lost, is to take a moment and sit down and think about or write down your ideal day, your absolutely perfect day, how you feel like in the moment, how your life feels, where you are financially, where you are in your love life, what your diet's like, what your fitness is like, just the overall like overwhelming feeling of what your life feels like. And what you'll realize is when you're writing all of this down, there will be some things that right now you think are valuable to you, but actually when you've written your ideal day, you might not have even written it down. So it might actually not be serving you anymore. And you might actually find things that you've put a lot about in whatever you've written. And you're like, I need more of that in my life. That's missing. And what that does is it just gives you the opportunity to have goals all of a sudden. Because if you don't have any sort of direction, you all of a sudden give yourself a direction. You're like, if that's what my dream day is, and I don't have that right now, I now know
what you want to put
what
back
I need to
into
put
your
in,
life,
or what's missing. And that it changed my life. It made me realise loads of things I didn't have that I wanted. And
like what?
Like radio and music.
Yes.
So I loved music. I grew up with it in my family from a very young age all the way up to now.
Big 50 Cent fan here, guys, if anybody wants to know. Like, huge 50 Cent fan.
I have posters of the entirety of G Unit as a kid on my wall. It's very funny. From a very young age, I actually used to turn the speakers out of my bedroom. I lived in a cul-de-sac as a kid, and made the entire cul-de-sac listen to like Candy Shop and the whole of the Massacre. So anyway,
you're a G.
I was DJing way before I could even.
I love that.
But anyway, music was missing. I loved it. I talked about it all the time, but I didn't know how to do that. But once I found my partner, which I guess we'll talk about in a bit, he was talking to me about why I don't have any of that in my life, and he knew of somebody who was doing like a presenter course type thing, and I jumped on that. And off the back of that, I got added to a WhatsApp group that you were in. And I remember one day, I remember this message so clearly. You had said, oh, guys, I do this R&B, like hip hop kind of show, or neo soul show, and I can't do it. Can anyone cover me? And I remember commenting back, just being like, this sounds so dreamy for me, but I am nowhere ready to be covering radio. But thank you, like, that sounds great. Yeah. And then you replied and were like, come shadow me. And it literally changed the trajectory of where I've gone since. So I owe that so much to you. I do.
Oh, no, don't say that.
But this is the thing. It's sometimes you have to just put yourself in situations where things can grow. When you have a goal, it doesn't mean you haven't achieved it, so it's done. Like, it's not a next day you do it and it's done. It's like, instead of like one day, it's day one. And then day 2 and day 3. And before you know it, you've done a month of putting towards your passion. So anyway, I come shadow you, and now I've got my own show on Voices, which is really cool.
So we love that.
Yeah.
So I put out on the G&T social media, I basically wanted to hear opinions from other people, because I mean, we are of that age where a lot of the people around us are approaching 30 or in their 30s. And I just wanted to know what other people felt as well. This. So I'm going to read some of them out. Some of the names have been changed for anonymity. But firstly, we have got David. So a pressure is feeling like you need to have your life together by 30 and achieve all your goals, which is silly, following society's timeline. Exactly. We literally spoke about society and the pressures that it puts on. So
it's so interesting that it lands on 30 being that moment, because I don't hear many people talking about turning 40 in the pressures or turning 20 in the pressures. It's so, I just have no idea why. And I think
everyone got beef with turning 30.
Exactly. But I think also turning 30 is the point in which you fully become part of being an adult and part of society. Like, you're still in education for quite a while, into your 20s potentially. Then you're getting your job and you need to get some money under you. And then when you get to 30, you've kind of done all the ugly stuff, and it's the first time you're out there.
Yeah, you feel like a proper adult.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in my head, I'm like, I'm still a child, but it's like, no, this is like adulthood now.
Oh yeah,
you're coming into it.
Me and my partner always say we're just kids that got big. Like, right? We're just kids that got big and have to pay bills now. But like, I still feel like youthful inside, but absolutely. It's the pressure all of a sudden. It's like, no, you have to be an adult now. Yeah.
So basically, David, don't follow society's timeline.
No.
Do whatever you want to do and what is going to make you happy.
100%.
Alex said, a pressure is thinking, do I have enough time to find my person and know them well enough to start a family? I feel that one.
Such a mega pressure. I felt that.
Yeah. Do you know what else makes me think of that? Is Friends, when Rachel is turning 30 and she's like, but I said I wanted a kid by like, did she say 32? She says something like that. And she's like, well, then that only gives me like 6 months to find that. It doesn't scare me, but I would be lying if I said that little quote from Alex doesn't cross my mind from time to time.
It made my heart flip hearing that, because I so remember that feeling.
Yeah.
I so remember that feeling. And also, having been single for a very long time, it was like, okay, I'm just not meant to be with someone. Like, no one's there for me.
Yeah.
But then if you put more pressure on it, it's going to be harder to find that person as well. So it's a real messy area to be in. Like,
it really is. And do you know what annoys me? It doesn't annoy me, because sometimes people, obviously, they're saying it out of the goodness of their heart, but it's the whole, it will happen when you least expect it. It will happen when you least expect it. And I'm like, I haven't been expecting it for the past 10 years. Like, it's what does that even mean?
I know, you're walking around the street like, I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah.
Not expecting.
Right? And it's like, okay, great, thank you for that phrase, Janet, but no,
it was the toughest thing. And like, I know a lot of my friends are single now in their 30s, and dating's really tough.
Oh
like,
God,
it's even harder.
We're in the trenches.
Honestly,
Paris.
Everyone says it's in the trenches. I felt it too. And again, it's the whole patchwork quilt thing. Like, you think from the beginning conversation that it's all good, and then you meet them and they bring so much other stuff to the table, and it's really hard, and it's tough in your 30s. Yeah, it really is.
I know this isn't like a dating podcast, this episode isn't dating, but one thing I will say with that is that I do feel like there is too much choice nowadays because of dating apps, because of society. This is why I don't think people are settling down as easily, is because there's too many options. You don't know what to choose, and then when you do find someone, somebody else is also giving you attention, so then you think, oh, okay, maybe not you, I'll talk to this person. Do you know what I mean? Whereas back in the old day, before I was even born. Do you know what I mean? It felt like connection was a bit more genuine. Yeah. But we will park that conversation for another episode.
Yeah, that's a proper whole conversation. Yeah. It really is.
Right? Yeah. Jamie has said, experiencing financial pressures like a mortgage and moving out and having your own place. And when it comes to dating, as in financial pressures is what he's talking about, he said, I leave women alone if the money isn't right.
Interesting.
That's very interesting from a man's point of view.
Yeah, that is, because I've only ever really heard that from a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to get into a conversation or deep conversation or relationship with a guy that I know isn't at the point of the same savings, for example, as me. I haven't heard it from a guy's perspective. That's really interesting.
Do you know what? I kind of appreciate that. Like, I feel like the right woman for that person would kind of accept the situation that you're in, and you'll work together and whatnot. But like, I get it. If you feel like there is a pressure to have some sort of money to be able to date, and you don't think you're there, it's a bit sad that you feel like you need to leave women alone, but I also kind of get it.
Yeah. The money side of things is so interesting though. That is something that only ever happens when you get into your 30s. For me, it felt like that, because in my 20s I was like, oh, I've got ages. And in your 30s everyone's like, oh, wait, you having a house? And I'm like, and then some friends are doing the shared ownership scheme, and I'm like, I'm not ready, I'm not here for that yet. Like, I don't have any savings. But the way that we've kind of grown up in our generation is like, it's very much go live your life. It's not been work, save. And that's not really the environment we've grown up in now. So when you then get to this age and it's like, where's your savings? It's like, well, I have loads of experience.
Yeah, I've made loads of memories. Yeah, but lived my life.
Yeah, there's so many things you have to all of a sudden consider in your 30s when it comes to money.
And sacrifice as well. You do still have to sacrifice things. Yeah, for sure. Sophie, another pressure, she has said, I'm 36 and I'm feeling the pressure to check my fertility and decide if I want kids or not.
Yeah.
That is a whole different ballgame. I know somebody that decided to check out getting their eggs frozen.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah. I've even started to get Instagram ads advertising it. Yeah, I know. I don't know whether it's because they hear me talking about my age. I don't know, but it's come up. And
Stop listening to us.
Yeah, stop. But I've even seen like people opening up about their fertility stories and saying like, I'm going to freeze my eggs. I know I want kids, but right now it's not happening for me. Things like that. So it's definitely that
does scare me.
Yeah.
Because I'll be so real. I think the thought of me never having children, I don't like that choice being taken away from me.
Yeah.
And that scares me, and that makes me think, oh my God, maybe I do want at least one.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's like, but I don't want one before 35.
Yeah.
So then you go into I swear when you go past 35, you're classed as a geriatric pregnancy.
I think it's earlier. I know, I hate that.
Geriatric, I hate the word geriatric.
I hate it. It's awful.
What?
It is really awful. It's so interesting, isn't it? Because when I'm now 34, so like I have heard from all sorts of people like, oh yeah, you really need to be getting on. I've been with my partner for 4 years nearly, and everyone's like, are you gonna have kids? Like, Paris, you're getting it. I'm like, I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I'm still a kid. I'm a kid that got big. I don't know. Like, I still am not. I need to experience the world. I want to go traveling. I want to.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that's probably why there's been like reports of declines in people having kids now, because like we are just trying to live our lives. Yeah. Like,
career has taken over. People want to like be successful.
Yeah.
Not be.
But that's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want to do that, that's okay. But it's specifically with women, the pressure there for kids is like, because obviously for guys it's totally different, right?
Yeah.
You can go and do whatever, but
yeah,
I feel for her because
Yeah, I get it.
I agree.
So moving on to blessings. So we did, do you know what? And what I actually quite like is putting this together. We had more blessings than pressures,
nice.
which
like
was
that.
really nice.
I can relate.
So Bradley said, you feel older, wiser, and you find it easier to say no.
Oh, I so feel that.
Isn't it nice to say no?
The power of just being so content in saying no is I love it. I relish in that. I don't get FOMO anymore.
Do you know what is so close to that feeling? Is when somebody has got plans and then they say they can't do it and they cancel the plans.
The dream.
The dream.
The dream.
I literally fling off my clothes, put my dressing gown on, and I'm like, great.
You text back like, oh, such a shame. It's
Such
all right,
a
don't worry.
shame.
Yeah, and you're there
Let's
like
reschedule.
already in your pajamas.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, the power of saying no is, I relish in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in a bad way. Like, I like to do things with my friends, but I feel like when you're in your 30s, it's more acceptable to just be like, do you know what? I need an evening for me.
Absolutely. Like everybody gets to that stage where they're like, I can't be outside all the time, man.
And they can relate.
Yeah. It's just a lot. Another blessing, Marcus said, watching your friends become amazing parents, but it's also a reality check for yourself. So it's similar to like the kids thing. But yeah, watching your friends become amazing parents. I mean...
Oh, there's nothing better.
Director George over here. He put his baby in my arms and I burst out crying.
Yeah.
It was just a different feeling. It's mad.
It's really weird seeing someone you've known for so long and then a mini version of them. Oh my God. Like, I've got a friend that I've known since primary school and she's had a little boy now. And as soon as I saw her and him, I broke out in tears because not only was I so amazed to hold him, but I was so proud of her.
Right.
Because like were kids doing silly things for years. And then all of a sudden she's now a superstar mum. Like, I've got a few friends that are superstar mums now. Yeah. And you just do it. But like, I'm so in awe of that.
So in awe of how they, like, it's like they switch up.
Yeah.
Like, they're still the same person, but the level of responsibility and seeing them look after a whole other human being, it is like we're like the cool aunties watching their life unfold. And I just love it.
Yeah.
Off the back of that, this is a really lovely statement, actually. Amy said, going from benefiting from the village to becoming the village for the younger ones, like your friends' children. That's so sweet. Because when we were younger, obviously we had our elders that were looking after us and were saying, well, don't do that, or wait till you get to my age, and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And now the roles are reversing and we are becoming the village for the young ones.
Yeah. It's lovely. I like that because I feel like we're the healed versions of that village.
Yes.
So we come with a healthier
and
outlook
more
on
understanding and more open-minded, for sure.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. Ren said, not caring about other people's opinions anymore and knowing who you are, no longer people pleasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your entire 20s is learning who you are so that when you get to your 30s, it's a breeze.
Yeah.
It is a breeze. And you're still learning about yourself, obviously, because we are still young.
Yeah.
God,
oh my
like,
God.
Please don't write this off. We're not like
we are
old
young.
and wise yet.
Yeah.
But we've experienced a lot and learned a lot by this age. So you can come into things and just be so sound with your decisions.
Yeah.
It's great.
I do think I still have a little bit of work to do in terms of the people-pleasing area.
Yeah, that's tough.
But yeah, I think that will come. That will come.
Do you find that's professionally mostly or in...
Oh, both.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But that is because that is like my need of wanting to do a good job. Like the perfectionist in me, it's draining sometimes.
Yeah.
And like actually off the back of that has made me think, when everybody talks about coming 30, it's almost like people talk about it like a light switch. Yeah. Like when you turn 30... It's going to be a breeze. You're going to feel like this. You're like, in my head, I'm like, okay, so when I turn 30, I'm just going to stop people pleasing. Yeah. But I know deep down it's not going to be like that. But that's how it's built up to be like, as soon as you turn 30, it's all going to change. Life's going to be great. And so then I'm worried that it's going to be like, but what if it's not?
Yeah.
You know?
But you going into your 30s, I'm sure you've got an idea of what you want to start achieving. Yeah. And removing things that aren't serving you anymore. Yeah. And with that will come confidence in who you are. And then you'll realise that there's no one you need to please but you. Yeah. You know?
Exactly.
It's the most important thing.
Yeah, no, it's true. Letitia said, having financial freedom to be able to go abroad and do solo trips. Absolutely.
That needs no words.
We love a solo trip.
Honestly, my friend who I've known since university, she's a high up like HR professional, quit her job recently and just moved to Thailand, moved to Bangkok.
Fuck it, why not?
Honestly, and now she's teaching English. It's not what she wants to do, but it means that she's outside of the world to see more of the world.
Great.
And she's like, haven't got a partner yet. She's awesome. I don't know why she hasn't, but she hasn't got a partner just yet, and that's fine. So she's just experiencing life, and I love that. But like, you can choose that.
Yeah.
You don't have to go down the route that everyone else is going down. And I highly rate anyone that's, and also even if you are someone with a partner, you can still do that.
Yeah.
You know, you can still do
Absolutely.
solo stuff. You want to do some solo stuff, right?
I have again, when I turned 29, guys, it's just, in my brain, it's like, it just changed.
Yeah.
I have been doing solo trips and I live for it.
Yeah.
Live for it. I went to Copenhagen a couple of months ago. Absolute dream. And the goal is to go to Southeast Asia, specifically Thailand, by myself. I feel like there's like a longing, like I feel like I need to do it for my soul.
Yeah.
So yeah, if anybody hasn't started solo tripping yet, I highly recommend you do it, because there's no other feeling like it. It's amazing.
It's weird, isn't it? You're putting yourself so far out your comfort zone that you can't even wiggle out of it, because you're just in it and you've just got to ride through it, and you feel so proud of yourself. There's something so nice about when you get back from that trip being like, oh yeah, I did that for me.
My friend Gemma said to me, when you do solo trips, you're actually more present as well, because you're not distracted by a conversation with friends. And also you have to be switched on to be like, right, well, how am I getting home? What am I doing next?
Google Maps.
And you're just, honestly, Google Maps.
Yeah.
But you are just present in doing whatever you're doing, you know?
Yeah.
Shanice said, knowing who your true friends are and your people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I hear a lot about this whole, some friends are for a season, a moment, for life. It's so true that some people are here for a bit and they've served their purpose, and then they're not, and that's okay. But knowing who your true soulmates are in friendship and in family and everything, because it's not just friendships, it's like family as well.
It's so true.
It's really interesting that when that starts to happen,
your circle does get smaller.
Yeah,
but for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
I call them my core five. My core five
I love that.
are just, like, I wouldn't change them for the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they are my people. And I would put money on the fact that I'd still be friends with all of them when we're like 70, 80. Do you know what I mean?
It's a chosen family, isn't it?
It's chosen family. And the ones that I think who have maybe faded away for absolutely no bad reason at all. You do just go out of people.
Yeah.
They serve their purpose and I wish them well in life.
Yeah.
But that's just the way life is.
I think a lot of my friends struggled with that, is knowing that sometimes they had some friends that wanted to continue doing their drinking, going out, and it wasn't serving them anymore, and being scared to let that friendship go. But it's so important to do that, because
you grow
your time
and
is
turn
precious.
into different people.
Yeah. I quit alcohol 3 years ago now, and that was interesting for me to see the switch in friendship. Some people just didn't want to hang out anymore, because like hanging out was going to the pub. I would still go to the pub. I still love the environment of a pub, but like,
don't want to drink. That's
it wasn't
fine.
but it wasn't seen as like cool to hang.
You're seen as boring.
Yeah, seen as boring.
That I don't get.
I'm not boring.
Yeah. You're the least boring person I know.
If anything, I have more clarity in my head. I can have better conversations. I am always the last one on the dance floor. Like, I just come with a lot more energy. And I make sure there's so much niceness around knowing that everything I'm going to say, I want to say.
Yeah.
This is fun getting tipsy and things like that, but for me it served me so well just not drinking anymore. So
good.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah.
So 30 and beyond, you're 4 years into it. Since turning 30 and the last 4 years, what has changed in your life? So partner, career, living situation, how's it been?
It's been really interesting. I'll talk about my partner, because he's amazing.
He is amazing.
Yeah, you've met him. He's amazing. Yeah. I feel like I manifested the hell out of him, honestly. He was so, before I turned 30, he was so not in the picture at all. Like dating, even talking to guys, I wasn't really good at it. I didn't really like dating apps. And then when I turned 30, on the lead up when I was 29, the way I met him was so odd. I basically was on the sofa just like this with my housemate, and we're both single. We would swap each other's hinges to like help each other out. And we were watching a random TV show, and there was a guy on the telly, and I was like, oh, he's really hot. And she was like, I work with a guy that looks like him.
Oh, I love this story.
And off the back of that, she showed me his Instagram. Long story short, I plucked up the courage to slip into the DMs, which is so not me. I would have never done that before. And then he messaged back, and then we dated for a bit. And then, yeah, on my 30th, he asked me to be his girlfriend, which was like such a poignant thing to happen. Like, I turned 30 and it was like, okay, my life is going to be totally different now because I've now got a partner. But it scares me though, if I hadn't vocalized that, or if I'd like popped to the loo and not seen that person on telly, it scares me that I might
one moment could have changed your life. You might not have met him.
I know, it's scary, but then that's the whole line of like, it will happen to you one day. It will happen. It was like, that was the moment that happened. But I feel very blessed because
I love that story is one of my faves.
Yeah, I met him at the right time in my life. I think if I'd met him earlier, we wouldn't be as good as we are as a couple.
Yeah.
The work I did on myself to make sure that I was the best version of myself for him, I think was really important.
Yeah.
I didn't realise that needed to happen either. And I think that's why any sort of dating I was doing before just wasn't successful.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't happy with who I was.
Yeah.
And now I truly am. And he gets the most authentic version of me, and there's no hiding of anything. And it's really lovely. So
I love that.
Yeah. So he's a good egg. I'm very happy about
Good.
my boyfriend. And then career-wise was really interesting. I'd worked really, really hard. I was an email developer and coder for a very long time.
Yeah.
Switched into people managing, manage a lot of people now in the tech industry. And I kind of got to a point in my 30s where I was like, is that all I'm going to be? So career-wise now I've realised I love helping people. It comes off the back of like family and things like that. I've had to always kind of be a bit of a mum figure for my siblings.
Yeah.
And I'm really empathetic. Like
You are.
I love listening to people and hearing what they're going through and doing what I can to support them. And it made me realise I'd like to learn to be a bit of a life coach. So, and I know that's everyone's becoming a life coach or,
No, but
like
you are so the right person for that, Paris.
It would just bring me my heart joy, I think,
Good.
helping people. So it's not a career switch by any means, but it's just me kind of peeping around the corner to see if there's something else eventually for me, like into my 30s, like late 30s, 40s. But the last 4 years have been amazing. It really has. Like, I feel like I know myself. I feel happy in where I'm at. I now live with my partner. I don't live with housemates anymore. And I feel like I'm being a bit of an adult now.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, I don't really like saying that, but I feel like I've finally ticking some things in my head that I wanted to feel like. The list I was saying about?
Yeah.
It's starting to kind of pull together a little bit.
You're like the I know you're going to hate me saying this, but you are like the ultimate inspiration. No. Like for me being like 29, you're 34 and what you've like experienced, I'm kind of like, yeah, okay.
It can happen.
It can happen.
Really quick and really suddenly, and it's scary.
Yes, it can be fate. It's not like I can predict what's going to happen in life, but like I'm content with however it goes. Yeah. I might get to 34 and still be in the same situation.
Yeah.
That is okay. But also to know that my life could also completely change. I'm ready. I'm
really big on thinking you should put out what you want back in the universe. So when I say I manifested the hell out of my boyfriend, because I knew what I wanted my partner to feel like. So that's what I was searching for, not looks or anything like that. It was like, how do I want it to feel? So I do truly believe in like kind of manifesting things into your life, but that doesn't have to be like all hippy dippy. It can just be like, if you know what you want, you'll make certain decisions down paths that will get you there. Cool.
And then to round up this wonderful chat that we have had, what advice would you give someone about to me essentially? So what advice would you give somebody about to enter that next decade, that 30 decade?
Don't stress.
Okay.
Don't stress. It's just a number. Your life's just going to continue, but have some sort of goal of like what you might want your life to be like. If you feel like turning 30 is going to be a big moment for you, then just make sure that you've got some sort of idea of what you want to do with it instead of feeling lost. Because when you start to feel like you don't have a vision, that's when you'll feel like you're falling behind. But you're never falling behind on your life. It's your life. You're always on time with your life. And I hate that whole, I'm late for things and things like that. Like, you're on time. You're doing amazing, by the way. I don't want anyone to think that you are smashing it in every department, in my opinion. So your 30s is going to be bloody excellent for you, honestly. But yeah, I think just doing the whole writing down what you want your life to feel like is a really good starting point for what your 30s could shape into, for sure.
Okay.
You don't need my advice.
Well, I'd
take
take any
advice?
advice at some point. Do you know what I mean? I love a little bit of advice here and there.
Yeah, you got
and
this.
yours is one that I would definitely ask for and take. So.
You're a superstar. I need to say also, you inspire me daily. Like the way that you got me into radio, and like I learnt so much from you. Like, don't think that I'm like this put on a pedestal. Like, I'm still scrappy learning my ways, but I learn tons from you. So you got this, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you've been the best guest for this. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. It's been lovely.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope anybody that's listening or watching this, that you really did get something out of it, because like I said previously, G+Tea, that is what this is about. It's to feel something and resonate with what's being spoken about. So yeah, I hope that did that for you.